Welcome to IB Academy. This is the Life in the UK test preparation series. In this video, we will explore the practice test questions for Chapter 3, Part 5. This part contains crucial events from the early 20th century, such as the World War, social changes, and the emergence of key leaders like Winston Churchill. Your first question is: what were the Troubles about? The quest for Welsh independence. Conflict about Ireland becoming one single country. Establishing a parliament for England. The pursuit of Scottish independence. Correct answer: conflict about Ireland becoming one single country. Now, the next question. British scientists were the pioneers in successfully cloning a mammal, specifically a rabbit. True. False. Correct answer: false. Moving on to the next one. Which of the following statements is correct? Winston Churchill served as the British Prime Minister during the Second World War. Winston Churchill served as the British Prime Minister during the First World War. Correct answer: Winston Churchill served as the British Prime Minister during the Second World War. The next question is: which two of these are British discoveries or inventions from the 20th century? Radium. Hovercraft. Printing press. Penicillin. Correct answer: hovercraft and penicillin. Dunkirk is linked to which two events? The evacuation of 300,000 soldiers. The D-Day landings. Small boats aiding in the rescue. The fall of Singapore. Correct answer: the evacuation of 300,000 soldiers, and small boats aiding in the rescue. Which two were established prior to the First World War, 1914? Free school meals. National Health Services, NHS. Child benefit payments. State retirement pension. Correct answer: free school meals and state retirement pension. Which of the following statements is correct? The Battle of Britain in 1940 took place in the air. The Battle of Britain in 1940 took place at sea. Correct answer: the Battle of Britain in 1940 took place in the air. Is the statement below true or false? In 1921, a treaty granted independence to the southern part of Ireland. True. False. Correct answer: true. D-Day signifies which event in British history? Conclusion of the war in Europe in 1945. On the 6th of June 1944, Allied forces landed in Normandy. British invasion of Europe in 1994. Battle of Trafalgar. Correct answer: on the 6th of June 1944, Allied forces landed in Normandy. During the Great Depression of the 1930s, which two significant new industries emerged? Shipbuilding. Aviation. Coal mining. Automobile. Correct answer: aviation and automobile. Which nation did Germany invade in 1939 that prompted the UK to declare war on Germany? Finland. Austria. Poland. France. Correct answer: Poland. Is the statement below true or false? During the Great Depression of the 1930s, the UK experienced high levels of employment. True. False. Correct answer: false. Is the statement below true or false? The First World War concluded at 11:00 a.m. on the 11th of November 1918. False. True. Correct answer: true. Which of these nations did not participate on the side of the Allied powers during the First World War? US, Bulgaria, Serbia, Italy. Correct answer, Bulgaria. What is the correct estimate of the number of casualties that Britain experienced during the First World War? 8 million, 2 million, 10 million, 500,000. Correct answer, 2 million. Which of the following statements is incorrect? The Allied forces' assault on Normandy is commonly referred to as D-Day. D-Day was an Allied operation that targeted German forces in France by advancing through Spain. Correct answer. D-Day was an Allied operation that targeted German forces in France by advancing through Spain. What is the primary reason for the tightening of town planning laws in the early 20th century? To prevent the construction of skyscrapers. To facilitate the building of new churches. To stop the further development of slums. To enable the construction of new roads. Correct answer. To stop the further development of slums. Which of the following statements is true? The UK saw high employment levels during the Great Depression of the 1930s. During the Great Depression of the 1930s, certain areas of the UK faced mass unemployment. Correct answer. During the Great Depression of the 1930s, certain areas of the UK faced mass unemployment. Which of the following is a quote from one of Churchill's renowned speeches? I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. I have a dream. The lady's not for turning. Correct answer. I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. The First World War concluded with a victory for Britain and its allies. What was the exact time and date in 1918 when the war officially came to an end? 6 a.m. on the 6th of June. 11 a.m. on the 11th of November. 8 a.m. on the 8th of August. 10 a.m. on the 10th of October. Correct answer. 11 a.m. on the 11th of November. Which of these statements is correct? The leaders of the Easter Uprising faced execution under military law. The leaders of the Easter Uprising were sent to Australia. Correct answer. The leaders of the Easter Uprising faced execution under military law. During the First World War, the British engaged in combat against nations such as Germany, the Ottoman Empire, and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. What was this coalition called? The Germanic Powers. The Central Powers. The Middle Powers. The Autocratic Power. Correct answer. The Central Powers. Is the statement below true or false? The entire British Empire participated in the First World War, with soldiers from India, the West Indies, Africa, and Australia all fighting for the British. True. False. Correct answer. True. Which two of these professions did Winston Churchill pursue before becoming a Conservative MP in 1900? Vicar. Journalist. Soldier. Teacher. Correct answer. Journalist. Soldier. In 1913, the British government assured Home Rule for Ireland. Which faction within Ireland threatened to oppose this action by force? The Muslims in the east. The Buddhists in the west. The Protestants in the north. The Protestants in the south. Correct answer. The Protestants in the north. Is the statement below true or false? The BBC launched the world's first regular television service in 1936. False. True. Correct answer. True. In which region of the UK was the pioneering Dr. Alexander Fleming born in 1881? Wales, East Anglia, Cornwall, Scotland. Correct answer, Scotland. Is the statement below true or false? A public vote in 2002 determined that Winston Churchill was the greatest Briton of all time. True. False. Correct answer, true. Congratulations on finishing the practice test for Chapter 3, Part 5. Each question brings you closer to passing the Life in the UK test. Remember, knowing Britain's history is not just about passing an exam, it's about connecting with the nation's narrative. If you found this useful, make sure to check out the next video on Chapter 3 Part 6, Britain since 1945. Subscribe to the IB Academy channel and we will see you in the next video.